Hello viewers and welcome back to Banished with me, Choo. As you may have noticed, we have left off not exactly where we had, started off, and that is because I've taken the liberty of improving our little settlement just by a little bit, just to, sort of speed up the time. So anyhow, our main settlement hasn't changed by much. I think we've already covered the expansions over here where I built a little sub-town and a little capillary town off of that. But what I've done now is that our population is close to 70, and I built a whole bunch of these hunting cabins and a whole bunch of these gatherers as huts simply because they seem to be fairly effective at generating food, and I've built them mainly because of the fact that they're really rather efficient. Oh yes, and I've also built 2 more fishing docks. So anyhow, it appears as though the amount of food that the population actually needs is some absurd number. So don't be surprised if inside this episode a lot of people just start to sort of die off due to starvation. It's mainly because of the fact that for whatever reason, people inside this game consume like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units of food, and I'm not talking about like berries or anything. I'm talking about like onions and like slabs of meat practically from the deer that are slaughtered. So with that sort of said, I mean, you need a lot of food, and that is the primary issue right now. Is just figuring out where the heck do I get all of that food from. So bear with me here as we sort of move towards producing stuff. Oh, and by the way, I boosted up the mic sound volume. Some people were complaining about it. Personally, I didn't really find it a problem, but I mean, I guess if it warrants enough people to sort of complain about it, then I guess might as well, right? So anyhow, production is mainly just that. I'm trying to build some more of these fisheries mainly, and as you can see here, we have a fair amount of logs, though our food amount is average, so we want to solve that problem first and foremost, and that's I guess is what I am trying to do here. And I'll clear up some of these dead trees in a moment. I'm not really sure if it impacts these gatherer huts on whether or not there is sufficient trees there or not, but anyhow, those will have to go. Moving from there, I guess we'll do a little bit more tree cutting down here and some more rock harvesting. I think I'll just harvest this area in general because we want to like, my plans here is that I want to establish this main village as sort of a as an outskirts side, and I want to gradually move the main metro area over here. You'll notice that the map is kind of nicely divided. I mean, across the big river here we have a set of forests. Across the small river here we have another set of forests, meaning that we can convert this middle part of the island into a nice thriving little zone of high density buildings. But that's only possible if we are able to just sort of solve these food issues and get a solid basis of production going. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Taking these lodges are starting to generate a fair amount of wood per turn, so I'm just going to keep them running. And these guys are just, oh, that's a log, that's not a logging hut, this one is. I'm just going to keep these things running. They pull out a pretty good amount of wood, so I might as well just leave them there. And I'm even thinking about building one over here as well. So that is sort of just production in general. I think I'll build another stockpile over here, so that the people mining out this area have an easy little place to store their made goods. And such is life in Banished. People are selling their things, people are doing fairly well inside our little town. I think I'll build a little wooden shack over here. And I'll build one more. I'll build one more over here near this little depot location. And I'll place it in this field. Not really sure if I talked about this, but we established a few cornfields over here. Surprisingly, corn doesn't actually generate all too much food, mostly because of the fact that, I mean, you harvest it once per year, and compared to like the 800 units of fish that we get per season, this corn isn't too much. I mean, it's still it's substantial nonetheless, but it could be more. Is what I want to ask from it. Moving from here, I mean, we need some more iron for iron tools. We're starting to run low on those, unfortunately. And we could do with a little more stone and some other stuff, but I think we have a fairly good layout set up here so far, so I think we'll just leave it as such. And when late summer comes, I'm just going to harvest these fields, simply because it's not worth the time in waiting for August. Typically our farmers take a long time to harvest these goods, so I'm just going to get them to harvest these 2 fields right now. Alright, so for food and stuff, I think we're fine. For stone and goods, we could be better off. And for tools, I think we'll need another blacksmith soon. And I think we'll be able to get that operational in just a little bit. Finish this house here to house the fishermen. So they'll have a little house over there. Over here, we could benefit with another house. So we'll build one more. And so yeah, actually, forgot I had this one here. So that'll make 3 in total. That's not bad. Oh, and there's some like meat and some leather just out in the middle of the field. Coming from here, I guess we can expand across to this side of the river. So let's actually bridge that. And the bridges are a little expensive, but hey, you know what? We might as well build one just for the sake of having one. So let's go with that. Food looks good, although we could use a little bit more, so I think I'll build a hunter's shack eventually. Our wood stocks are starting to look good, and it might be even time to build a mine and one what do you call it? What's the word? A school. There we go. So we might do that in a little bit. These wood lodges are starting to pump out quite a bit of wood, so I mean that's pretty good. Still, I feel like just making wood out of those designation orders are a little bit better. But hey, you know what? I'm fine with this. I'll take it, I guess. And let's see, we're probably going to need a little bit more iron. And when is that bridge being built? I really want that bridge to be built soon. There we go, perfect. Now the bridge construction can begin, and we can begin moving things across the river. Perfect. Oh, and the other thing is that we could build another pen for the cattle to just sort of stay out. I'm probably going to avoid doing... well, we could do that right now. My thoughts are this: we could build another pasture here. It's going to cost like 50 to 60 wood, so it's fairly expensive, but we do get the added bonus of being able to just use it right away, and being able to pump out more and more resources is always a plus. The downside to it is that eventually we're going to have to get rid of it to convert this area into a metropolitan sort of thing. So instead, why don't I do this? Have a bridge established. Let's build a gatherer's hut over here, seeing as how these are really, really efficient in gathering food. And right next to it, I want a lodging camp, so we'll get food and forestry going at the same time. And I'm going to build ourselves a little bit of a beachhead of sorts over here. A little stockpile. Little bridge area, and this will just go up over here into here like that. Our builders will get this area set up. In the meantime, let's get a detail to harvest all the stone over here. And in addition to that, I'll build a single, maybe 2 houses like this. And that'll get that area set up, and now we're at 75 people, so that is good. Life is good inside this village, though. Probably would need a little bit more food. This gatherer's hut will do that, though. You know, I've been trying to record this part I've tried to record this part 3 or 4 times, and what has happened so far is that, the game really doesn't track food very well. So in the previous attempts, what has happened was that the population would get to right around 70, and then all the people would start dying because, well, just wasn't enough food to sustain it, right? And there were like 20 kids, so the cycle sort of had to continue, unfortunately. Kind of want to avoid that here. So get another gather resist post happening. And once these builders are finished building these things, we can reassign them to forestry and just living inside this area in general. The good thing about a lot of people starving to death is that it opens up these houses and it makes it a lot more efficient, per se, in doing forestry at least. So I mean that's kind of a plus. Kind of. Again, I'm gonna wait until summer and I'm just going to early harvest those crop fields. They honestly don't generate all too much food, although I think the people do get gradually better at farming. Last time we generated around 800 units of corn, this time it's 1,000 and almost 200, so that's pretty good. Yep, these houses are gonna come right up, so that is very nice. Moving from here, what should we do? We could build a quarry, and that would be very useful in getting us a lot of minerals. So, or a lot of stone. But I think we also require a blacksmith almost immediately, so let's do that. Let's build another blacksmith, and let's continue our fine standard of living. So we'll build a blacksmith over here. And I believe we have almost all the resources required to build that. We just need more stone. And that's no big deal. We can select this area to gather. There's also a little bit of stone over it. Actually, that's a little too far. Where is any stone that's close by? Is this... Nope, that's not stone. Is this... Nope. Nope. Damn. Yeah, we really do need a quarry soon, simply because, like, look at this. There's no stone nearby. And I think I'll build this quarry over here inside this area. Actually, scratch that. It'll need to be closer to home, so I think I'll build it over here instead. That is production. How is that stone gathering going along? Ah, there we go. It's going fine. I'm wondering if we need any more fisheries. That's also another thing that we need to focus upon. How are we doing here for resources? Some iron, some logs. Those logging camps take a fair amount of time to set up, so I'm not too worried about that one underperforming right now. Like, typically these logging camps, at least the experienced ones over here, they seem to generate roughly around 80 to 100. So yeah, that's what I want to aim for over there. That's why our logging camps aren't working at full capacity. Now they should be, so now they should be moving some more logs. This blacksmith will become operational, and then... Oh no, looks like people are without tools, unfortunately. In a little bit they'll have their tools. How's this herbalist area going along? This place actually needs to be demolished. And it looks like we'll need to build a new herbalist shop, so we'll do that too, and we'll build that out around this area, I suppose. This seems like a good area for herbalism. Actually, scratch that. There's a lot of forestry going on over there, so I think I'll move that over here. Because keeping that supply of herbs coming is essential to keeping our population well off, so I'll just build that right there. And we should be able to get tool production up and ready in just a little bit. Here, there we go. There we go. So we have 2 blacksmiths working on building tools for the population. Food is good, resources are adequate for now, and we'll have a quarry up in a second producing stone, so then our stone issues will be will be solved, I suppose, so that'll be good. This is progress. Progress indeed. Stone is also a priority, but I'm thinking, is it worth it to build like another fisher hut over here, or maybe another one closer to the lake, just simply for the sake of having one? I mean, it would provide a little bit more food, which would be really rather nice. Not exactly essential, though. Alright, so this place will start building. That is good. Let's get that quarry set up, and let's take a look at how much building one of those quarries actually cost. The reason I want a quarry is mainly the fact that instead of going long distances to get stone, we can just build a quarry. It'll be well, it won't be instantaneous, but it'd be pretty fast, making the process of getting stone a lot faster. It'll cost us a lot of logs and a lot of iron, but you know what, I think it's worth it, so we'll go with it. This herbalist shop should be set up in just a little while. Perfect. Assign 2 people to work there. The rest of the people should be just doing their, you know, usual day-to-day things. Should probably need some more iron too, seeing as how that quarry takes a lot of iron. Is there any more iron over here? Yeah, there is. Okay, that's good. Alright, so I think we're set. When the next population boom sort of happens, when we get some more able-bodied workers, we'll be able to send them off to the quarry to work. The one thing that I should note about this particular building is that it causes a degree of unhappiness, and it also has the side effect of, you do have the chance of getting crushed by stones when working there. So do note that when you send people there, there's the inherent risk of the people dying. But overall, I mean, if you have a lot of people working, then it becomes less of an issue, especially when your population starts to boom like it is going around. Like right now, you always have an ample amount of workers, and the people in this game have no say in what occupations they can or cannot take. Would be really useful if we had a third blacksmith from the looks of it. I mean, they really need a lot of those iron tools. Yeah, there should be one person working here. Do we only have one blacksmith out of the 2? That's why. We only have one blacksmith working out of the 2 stalls, that's why. We could go for a third one, actually. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it as it is for now. Or maybe not. Maybe we will build a third blacksmith just to sort of continue production. This herbalist should be working much faster than our old one over there. And yes, it is. That is good. Keeping the people healthy. So now I think it's time to build another gatherer's hut. Get the quarry running as soon as it's finished. And, maybe another blacksmith if we can squeeze it in, if we have a sudden boom in population and a sudden excess in goods, really. I'm gonna see if I can fight this this tools shortage though, because we do need to solve this problem of our guys being ever less efficient. It looks like we're producing enough tools to starve off this this tool crisis, though. So I mean, that's good. And the iron's being mined, so that is another plus. Might also have to build a mine soon, which it's like the quarry, where instead of walking around to far off distances to gather these resources, we can just produce iron. And on the plus side, we'll also be able to produce coal from a mine. Hopefully, I mean, all we would have to do is just wait a little bit and let these guys produce whatever they really want here. how's that logging going as well? Logging's gradually getting better and better, so that's really